Welcome back. I'm the Tipsy Psychic. Do you like this sweater? It's another one of my finds from the laundry room. Some may say I stole this sweater, but I would like to say that the sweater stole me. Today we're here to talk about Shut Eye. It's an awesome show on Hulu. Anyway, so I'm gonna do my best to do a spoiler-free review of this show, Shut Eye. So let's first talk about what this show is about. Alright, so Shut Eye is this awesome show about a poser named Charlie, someone who's pretending to be psychic from Las Vegas. He's really good at conning people and making them believe everything he says, and he has this whole thing going for him. Now, Charlie works for gypsies, and the gypsies are kind of like this very wealthy family who are kind of in charge of all the psychics in LA. Everyone works for them. So they get a share of what every psychic makes. And they're very rich, wealthy people who abide by certain traditions in their gypsy heritage, right? And Charlie works for them, and he's kind of trusted by them. He takes care of all the other psychics, in a way. They're all ripping off people every day, claiming to be psychic. One day, a very pissed off client or boyfriend of a client attacks Charlie in the street, punches him, and knocks him out cold. And when Charlie wakes up in the hospital, he realizes something is off with him. He actually has real psychic powers. So for the longest time, Charlie had been acting as a fake. And all of a sudden now he's a real psychic? So it kind of shifts Charlie's whole perspective on things. Meanwhile, Charlie's awesome, badass wife is also a con artist and really doesn't like the gypsies and is kind of working against them behind their back, and she's really trying to get Charlie to be that way too. Charlie and his wife have a son who's in high school, and I really like his character because it's like the only normal character in the whole show, the only really relatable character. Because he deals with all the regular angst of a high schooler. Someone who is dealing with girls and puberty and popularity and kind of getting in with the cool crowd. And he has a crush on a girl. The son, you really kind of sympathize with him. He's okay with staying out of his parents' stuff, you know? Some other awesome characters that I really liked in this show include a hypnotist. She's very seductive, very sleazy, but at the same time, you can tell that she's kind of powerful, and I like it. There are a lot of powerful women who are okay with themselves, and I like that. Though she doesn't go about it the best way, she's not a very honest person. She kind of has a reputation. I still really like her character. I think it's really clever. There's also this neurologist who's really cool. She kind of is wacky and she helps Charlie out with his problems. She even like gives him shrooms as a treatment. So she's kind of cool like in her own way. She's got kind of a different perspective on medicine and how to deal with things, and really tries to see the good in people and Charlie. One of the things that I really admired was that the plot was really interesting. I mean, the plot had a really good build. I always wanted to know what happened next. I couldn't stop watching, and I'm a binger. I either really like a show and see the whole thing through, or I don't, and I just stop watching it. But it's never like, I'll watch things from time to time. So this was a really good show. It kept me going. I really wanted to know what happened next. You know, Charlie was kind of a pushover. He was a nice guy in the end, but he was his own person. Even though the gypsies kind of manipulated him, he still was his own character, his own personality. He wasn't just a follower. So he was kind of a lone wolf when it came to himself and his personality and his life. But for someone who comes across as having such caring morals, he's a really talented con artist, and he really plays with people's lives and really tries to think about money and take from them. It's kind of an interesting balance. I mean, he's his own package of person, and that's why people end up believing him and falling for his tricks, because he has sort of a genuine personality even when he's not conning people. I also really like the dynamic between him and his wife, and I'm not going to give too much away, I don't want to spoil it, but she's not the most faithful wife. I mean, she's got her own stuff she's doing, and so the fact that things are still off in their own lives, they're still able to work together so well, even when it comes to their son, or money or things like that. They still are such a good team. I really like their dynamic. What I didn't like about this show, what's interesting is that for someone who does this for a living, he doesn't use it at all. Like, at first he's in denial about it and doesn't really want this. He doesn't really know what's going on, and he's never had to deal with all this for real. So it's like he has this gift, but it's more of a disease instead of actually a gift the whole time. And you know, a lot of psychics will agree with me on this. Being psychic can also be kind of like a curse. However, throughout the whole show, it doesn't evolve really. It's very slow. And even when he does accept that he has this gift and that he could use it, he doesn't really. No matter what he does, he doesn't end up really doing anything to help himself. This gift is something that is a big part of the show, yet he doesn't really make it a big part of the show. In the show, there's this huge con that they're, you know, working on. And one thing that I really didn't like was that they just got away with way too much too easily. And yes, they're very good con artists. I just feel like there weren't enough obstacles. And if I found out I was being conned like that and emotionally hurt like that, I probably would call the police right away. When their mark doesn't really react after everything, that's not really how it would happen, you know, and it just doesn't feel good to me. I really loved the show overall. Like, I really did. I thought it was really interesting. It was a cool twist on psychics and frauds and all that, and I thought it was really interesting, and I really liked some of the characters and the depth of the story and just how intense it got, and I liked it. I would definitely watch another season if it came out, and I really hope it does because it's a good show. Anyway, tell me what you think if you've seen it or if you have any questions, and subscribe to my channel. Bye!